Hello. Now, a lot of you have been asking me about scrub hats and if we need more and how we make them. Well, we need more. We need so many more. Only because people in hospitals who don't normally wear them are now having to wear them. So my friend Danny, my gardener, his mum works in a hospital for dementia patients, right? She wouldn't normally have to wear one, but she has to wear everything now because they're in the hospital place. So this is what we're talking about. This is like a tie back scrub cap, and I'm going to show you how to make one today. Right, okay, so what you do is if you go to my website, www.johnscottsewingworld.com, there'll be a link for this, right? And it's a downloadable pattern, and these are the sheets that you'll get. Now, what you need to do, you see here where it says 5 centimeters, I hope it's the right way around. I'm not very good with technology. Where it says 5 centimeters here, right? Make sure that measures 5 centimeters, because some people's printers print things up a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. So please make sure that is 5 centimeters before you start cutting out. And then these are your 3 pieces of B. Now they're done like that because you need to stick them together. So when you've got your pattern, you've cut them out. This is your A, which is simple enough. And then this is your B. So what you've done is you've sellotaped that one and that one together. It says overlap here, right? And then that one overlaps onto there. So that is your complete pattern piece B. One thing on here you do have to make sure of is you make note of this here. And it says sew to mark. Now I've already cut them out because you didn't really want to see me cut them out. Now there are 2 ways you can make these. I'm going to show you first of all the way that they advise you to make it. But I think there's another way you can make them as well. So what you end up with is 2 of these, because you're cutting them on the fold obviously. So you're ending up with 2 of these. I don't know if my screen's big enough to hold all of that. Right, 2 of those and 2 of those. Right, now, what you need to do, and of course I haven't done it, is you need to mark on here, on this one, where that sew to line is. Right, I'll just put a pin in there. Obviously it needs to go in on both sides, and I'll show you why in a second. So I'll just mark that up. Okay, right, so now I've done that, what I'll show you, I'm going to move on to another one. What you do is you put these 2 together, this one and this one, put them right sides together, and you sew all the way round the outside, but only to and from the sew to here mark. You turn it through and you'll end up with one of these. So all of this edge, beautifully finished off. All of the ends of the ties, all beautifully finished off. And then the top of it, the crown here, is still open. You see, it's still open. And I've only stitched to where it says on the pattern, sew to here line. So you've got all of that across the top there, is all still open. I'll show you why now. So that there becomes the main bit of your hat like that, you see. Then we have to put this back section in as well. Now, on the pattern, it says what you do is you put both layers together and you turn it over by 1/4 inch, over by 1/4 inch and seam it. But I decided to do a little French seam on it because I just thought it was a little bit neater. So all your raw edge, well, there's no raw edges, is there? Because little French seam. So you sew through there, you sew wrong sides together, then turn it through, and you got your own little French seam there. Now, I've got to go to the ironing board now, because I just need to, because what you're going to do is you're going to attach this to this. Now, what you need is you need the centre of the back bit to match the centre of the main section. So what you do is you go to the ironing board and you literally fold it in half like that. All you're doing is getting your iron and you're just pressing the point of the top. See there, you've got the point of the top there. And the same with your basic one here. So we know that crease line there matches to that crease line there. Now, because you've done a French seam on this one, it doesn't matter which way around you put it on, but if you've only done a turn up and turn up, you want right sides down, right? And then what you do is you literally pin where those 2 creases are together like that. So you've got the crown of the back piece against the crown centre bit of the back panel there. And then literally, like a princess seam, I'll pin it and then I'll show you. You literally just pin around. You literally just pin this. Now, you must be thinking, oh, I'm not very good at curved seams. It's not a frightening curved seam at all. It will give, and because it's on the curve, it goes round the bend really easily. Okay, so what you do is you carry on going round here like that. I'll show you, don't worry, when I've pinned it. And also, if you don't like doing big curves, you can do what Joe Carter does and do half at a time. But let me just show you now. So I've pinned all the way round that curve. Now you will notice that the back panel is longer. You see, so this is where you've sewn to, and this is your back panel here, it's slightly longer. You literally keep pinning beyond the gap. Keep going beyond the gap. So let me show you now. So I've just pinned very roughly that half on. You see what I mean? So it's just gone all the way around like that. Now what you could do if you wanted to, if you're not very good with curves, start sewing at the centre there and work your way all the way to the end there. Or if you're a little bit more confident, just keep pinning it round the whole way around like this. What you're doing in effect, let me show you on here. What you're doing is you're sewing this seam all the way around there. So let's keep going. Now, lots of people say, why have you done a double layer in the back? You only really need a single layer in the back. I only did a double layer simply because the rest of the cap is all double layered. So I'm just keeping it all the same. I can't tell you how many of these I've delivered. Hundreds of these I've delivered. I mean, you've all been so generous in your makes for me. Right, so I'll carry on around there like that. Carry on around there like that. And then you're just going to stitch half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, half an inch in all the way around that seam. Let me show you. There you go. So, there's your back panel. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. No, not. There's your back panel pinned in. And you're just going to stitch all the way around there. Right. And then, oh, now, the other thing is that where you start, you finish, do lots and lots of, you want it to be really, really sturdy, because that's where they're going to keep tying it around the back of their heads. Okay. Just work our way around the curve gently. It's a gentle curve to start with. It gets a little bit steeper at the top, but just take your time. Can you see? Oh, can you see? I think I've moved. There you go. Stitching all the way around. This is where if I had a makeshift studio in my back bedroom, I'd have a camera above, wouldn't I? You wouldn't catch Debbie Shaw not having a picture of camera coming from above, would you? Anyway, so let's just carry on around there. It's very, very simple. Don't worry about it at all. But as I say, if you don't like doing big curves, just do half and then half the other half again. It's much simpler that way. So we're literally just following that curve round. Take the pins out as we go, of course. We'll be sewing over pins. Mind you, there's two schools, aren't there, of whether you sew over pins or you don't sew over pins. When we trained at Wimbledon School of Art, nobody said anything about taking pins out. When you put a sleeve in, we used to go all the way around with the pins in. Anyway, look. Carry on right the way to the end of the back panel. Reverse. Off. Check you've got no puckers or pleats. Look, there you go. Give it a nice press. Now, if you've got an overlocker, now no, not everyone's got an overlocker. I haven't got mine. Producer Anna borrowed mine and I've never seen it since. What you would then do is you'd then run the overlocker round the seam allowance on the inside just to finish it off. Karen from Wigan made us loads and she broke her overlocker. She left a pin in and went over it. Or, of course, you can just get a really, really wide zigzag and you can put that all around the edge. Because it's now, remember, wash your fabric first. You must wash your fabric first because you need to get rid of any shrinkage or anything like that before you start. So it needs to be able to withstand a very, very high temperature, this one. And that makes you very, very simple thing. Now, a lot of people said to me, John, I don't like that seam inside. Is there any way I can get away with not putting that seam inside? Well, what I suggest you do is what you can do. I'm not going to do it now, obviously, because it'll take too long. But what you could do is you do exactly the same technique that I've just done, except you just do it singly. So you take one of these and right sides together, you pin the whole of that round there again. In effect, you make 2 single layer hats, right? And then finish them all off. You've got 2 single layer hats, and then put them right sides together, and then sew all the way around the outside, leaving a gap along one of the edges. Turn it through, press it, and then top stitch it round. Oh, I would also top stitch around the edge of this, just to stop it rolling. So it's as simple as that. Now, if you've got any questions, obviously just get in touch with me on my website, www.johnscottssewingworld, that's 2 T's, 2 S's.com. And that's it. That's how simple. You can help our NHS and all our invaluable essential workers. Thank you so much for all your generosity, and I will see you again very, very soon. Bye.